special thank you to our sponsors of Russ Reels Live, Davis Home Inspection, Turn Pro Janitorial Services, and Burlee's Fancies. For more information on Davis Home Inspection and their home inspection services, go to davis1.com. And for more information on Burlee's gift baskets and Burlee's Fancies, go to burleesfancies.com. And for Turn Pro Janitorial Services and window washing, go to turnprollc.com. Ta-da! Just moving and grooving. This is started off to be a musical show right off the bat. I can't wait to get the guests in. They're all singing back in the green room. So, hey, I am so glad to be with you today. I'm Russ, and this is Russ Reels Live. It is 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in Salem, Oregon, here on the West Coast. And I'm here, as I always am, every Thursday, 4 p.m. with you for Russ Reels Live. You know, this show is all about being real, and it's a topic-driven, panel-driven show. So what I do is I bring in amazing guests, and I bring several of them in who could talk about the topic of the day, which I'm super excited about because we're going to be talking about your best life today, and I'm super excited about that. But first, I wanted to remind you, again, don't forget we're here every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Russ Reels Live, and I love to connect with people. I love all of you out there. I appreciate you out there watching and being part of this community. But I love to connect with you. And I just want to remind you that you could go directly to russhedge.com and connect with me today. That's right. I would love to Zoom with you, connect with you if I haven't already. Please go to russhedge.com today, and we can get a chance to learn more about each other, how we can support and collaborate together. And I would love to inspire and encourage you however I can do that today. Also, if you get a chance, open a tab, go to my YouTube page by going to marketingwithruss.live and subscribe today. Subscribe on YouTube because it'll give you the opportunity to see the amazing guests that have been on Russ Reels Live, Marketing with Russ, some of my other shows. And they are so amazing, the past shows. I am so blessed with great friends, great people that are willing to come on, share their time with you and with me. And it is just such an amazing thing. So if you do that, you also can get posts about upcoming events and what's going on and notices. And that would be great. Also, I'd be so great if you would share this out today. Share. Let people know that I've got an amazing group on today. And, you know, you do not want to miss these shows. I'm telling you, because it is amazing the topics we cover and the guests that come on and share their insight, because I'm telling you, there's so much wisdom out there. We just have to tap into it, right? So today we're going to talk about what does your best life look like? You know, there's a lot of people, I put a poll out a while back. There's a lot of people that are happy with life, but don't really feel like they're living their best life. There's other people that are really discouraged and really need a hand up, some encouragement, and just some direction on how they can live their best life. So we're going to talk about that today. And each guest is going to come on, share a little bit about where they're at and what they think their best life looks like. And maybe they'll inspire and encourage you and make you smile today. And that would be so great if you would just encourage them by engaging in the comments. That would be so great. So today, if you would engage in the comments and say hi, tell us where you're watching from, and then go ahead and just ask questions, do whatever you want, and actually connect and engage with each other as well. This is a great platform to be able to do that. So, all right, I think that is pretty much what I have for today. Oh, no, it's not. I'm not done yet. So besides getting a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, which you definitely want to get a copy of that, you can also get a copy of my new book that's a collaborative book that came out with amazing co-authors. I am just blessed to be part of this amazing community. Want to thank Lonnie Ray and Steve Kidd, who put this together and did an amazing job. It's called Rattled Awake, the book. And there's a chapter in there where I speak a little bit more about my journey with cancer, how that rattled me awake and how that gave me just that moment, like that God moment where I realized that I was talking about my purpose, but was I really, really living my purpose? And so you need to check that out. That chapter on me is Live Your Purpose Now. And there's several other amazing chapters in that book from great, great people all over the world. So you want to check that out. You can get it free on Amazon. Today is it. I mean, it was yesterday and today. It's free. It's been all over my social media. If you haven't got your copy yet, you can get an e-copy free. And if you want to get a paperback copy, those will be coming out real soon, and you can actually get a paperback copy of the book. But for now, it's free on ebook for today. So get out there, get your copy today. All right. I think that's definitely it. All right. So as usual, we go ladies first. And we're going to bring Katie in because she was the early bird. She was here ready to go. So we're going to get her in the room first. Hey, Katie.
I kept checking the time. Like, wait, is it today? Is it at 6 Central? When is it? Because I didn't know. Thought I missed it. But here I am. Thanks for having me, Russ.
You bet. You don't want to miss this because this is your topic.
Yeah, I really think so. And I was really honored that you asked me to do this because I was like, oh, it shows people can tell I love my life. And that is awesome. That makes me feel good too.
Well, you're one of the first people I thought of because you definitely are so bright, cheery, uplifting. But before we get into all the amazing things about you, let's back up and say, who is Katie? What are you all about? What are you up to? What's going on in your life? Give us a little snapshot.
Oh my gosh, a little snapshot. I have a lot going on. Well, my name is Katie. A lot of you probably know me as the manufacturing hype girl. My profession is I like to hype up U.S. manufacturers. I also am a new municipal clerk. It's a new position for me. I'm trying that out.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but really, I am a wife and a mom and a daughter of God, and I just love hanging out with you, Ross, and all these guys on this that are coming up. I'm so excited to be with you guys today.
And now I know why you and Whitney get along so good because she's from Katy, Texas. I mean, it may not be spelled right, but it's,
Hi, Whitney. She's like my best friend.
She's awesome. She's awesome. All right. Well, listen, it's so glad to have you here. We're going to bring in my good friend, D. Scott Smith, his lovely wife, his better half, Christine Smith, in the house. Hey, Christine. Woohoo.
I was just making a comment. Scott is a good friend. And is that the name of the book? Did I get it right? Because I can get it wrong.
Yes, Scott's a good friend.
Rattled Awake?
Yeah, Rattled Awake. Yep.
Great. Yes, he is a good friend because he did nab it for free and he made a comment. So I'm going,
He's
did
awesome.
we get it? Because when you're a unit, it's like, did we get the book? Yes, we got the book. So I'm like, phew, now I can show up.
There you go. That's it. Well, I figured that, I mean, it's got some amazing stories in it. And, like I was telling everybody, I was texting and just really getting the word out to them. Like, it's free. I mean, it's free. Come on. Even if you only want to read my chapter or you only want to read one of the other chapters, even if you don't want to read the whole book, it's free today. So grab your copy. And so, yeah, it's an exciting thing. So, Christine, tell us a little bit about you. Besides the one that keeps Scott in line, what else are you all about?
Well, I'm an aging enthusiast and there's no cure for it because I'm continuing to live. Russ, you've been saying all along that God isn't finished with you yet. And it's like, oh my goodness, we know he's a creative God, but what is he going to do with me? Because I did my 3 goals in life. I became a wife, I became a mom, and before all that, I became a teacher. And so what's next? And he really is a creative God because he's put me in directions. A person said, you'd be good at this, come in and get hired. And that's how I have become an aging enthusiast because I was around people that I considered my best friends. And they were about 45 years older than I was. And I didn't feel like we had any gap between us. And I was just like, I love the way that they are rocking 96. And, is there something I can be doing now to do the same? And can I bring some guidance to other people on how you can rock 96 while you're still in your 40s and 50s? And it's just brought me down a completely different path. So I guess the best thing to say is that I'm looking forward to getting older. And that puts me in maybe a smaller category, but I'm finding more people like me.
Well, that is awesome. And it's nice that you have an opportunity for your husband to say hi to you. Sometimes it takes live streams here so that you can actually communicate.
I've been busy all day. Sometimes we only see each other on screen because he's my producer for what I do live. And it'll be like, oh my goodness, we haven't even crossed each other's path and we're in the same home. But yeah, oh, hi honey, how you doing?
Well, you know what? Your husband, yeah, I could go on and on about that. An amazing, amazing friend. Okay, but I digress. Let's get Nupi
you know
in the
what? Let's
room.
embarrass him for a half second. The
Go ahead,
guy
what?
down the street that gives us our bagels or our little croissants or whatever, he goes, "Where's Clark Gable today?" And I'm like, Clark Gable, because he walks in with his hat and he's always got a mid-century modern shirt on. He goes, yeah, I call him Clark Gable. Okay, you can go on with your show. Sorry, Russ.
Okay, that's hilarious. All right, right. We're gonna bring Nupi in the house here. Nupi, woo!
Hi. I was just
Doc-
actually responding. That's so cute, Christine. That's just so cute. I love it. You guys are adorable. Seriously. Hi, Russ. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Nupi. You know, she
Hello.
is, for everybody watching, Nupi is the biggest night owl. Right now, she does the show between midnight and 1 a.m. And over in her neck of the woods across the pond. And I appreciate you so much for doing that. Nupi, give everybody a little snapshot. Besides being my little sis, give everybody a snapshot who you are.
Well, I love doing this. And I'm sorry, I've got my ear piercings a bit hurting. Okay. I love doing this. Really lights me up. And I was feeling tired. I've done a mega long day. And I was feeling tired, and I thought, you know what? The minute I come on and just see you and spend time with everybody, I love it. That's my joy. It really is. Yes. I'm coming to that.
No, that's all right. I just want to make sure you didn't stop there. Just keep going and give us more information.
If you don't interrupt me, I can.
I know usually I don't have to tell you that to keep going. So yeah, this is your one opportunity.
Okay,
keep
so
going.
I am Dr. Nupi, aka the Glitter Practitioner.
The Glitter Practitioner.
Yes, and my mission is honestly to glitterify the world. And what do I mean by that? It's not literally the glitter. Well, it is. I'm obsessed, but it is showing and sharing with other people, be it patients or clients, truly how to live in their bestest life, aligning to their highest potential. And that is being in tune with your needs, knowing how to realign when you're out of balance, learning how to decipher what the body is saying. And then, I just love what I do. I really do. And I could talk about it for hours. But that is the framework that I use and have developed is from my own experiences of burnout 13 years ago, and that's my F list. I am a GP. I'm a family physician in the UK. I am also a speaker and author coming up. I was also part of Rattled Awake, but I just couldn't get. It's been crazy. But I shall be in the next edition, I am sure. But it's been fabulous. And what else? I have my own show every Monday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. GMT, produced by Russ Hedge, sponsored by Russ Hedge. And I co-host when you've not been well. I've worked with Scott, and I absolutely love it. And it's just brilliant. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Well, thanks so much, Nupi. Appreciate you. And let's get Fred in the room to wrap it up. There he is, the man, the encourager, the gratitude guru. Except for
What
we
can
can't
I
hear you,
say?
Fred.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There you go.
I'm not mute. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. No? Okay. Look, Russ, you and I are so lucky. Look, we're surrounded by 3 lovely, wonderful ladies. We're the only 2 guys in the room. Isn't that neat? Too bad, Scott, you're not here, right? Or you're in the background, but that's okay. Clark Gable, that's pretty good. That's a great talent. That's super. Christine, you're
That's pretty
picking on him,
good.
right? Nupi, you are so bubbly. You are so neat. And Katie, you just effervesce all over the place. You just throw attitude
Fred,
all over the place.
That's
I
my
love that.
favorite
I love
word,
that.
effervescent. That is absolutely my
right.
favorite word.
Fred's a
This is plop,
charmer.
plop.
Fred's a
This
charmer.
is, y'all
Oh,
just
what a relief
explode.
it is.
Yeah, Fizzessence. Hashtag Fizzessence.
That's just fantastic. You guys are amazing people. And Russ, you every time I'm so tickled when you ask me to be on one of these shows because you put together a group of people that always just I don't know, they bring so much to the table. They bring attitude, they bring talent, they bring content, they bring such great topics, and they bring such energy and advice to the rest of the people. Anybody that's out there listening to this, you don't know the knowledge that these people bring. They're just fabulous to be around, and they lift up my spirits because that's my goal in life. Is just my main mantra is change your attitude, change your life, and the topic is living your best life. I think I've been so lucky that I've been godsmacked throughout my whole life, living certain sections as this is the best part of my life. No, wait. This is the best part of my life. No, wait. No, this is great. But right now, I'm living a dream that I never believed I'd be able to do because I do not only the attitude seminars that I do, and I do a lot of them for assisted living homes. And I'm 78, but they're still my seniors. I love them all. They're so special. But when I'm able to change their attitude from being depressed or in some of these, they're so sad that they had to leave their home or they lost their spouse, and I can bring and uplift their attitudes. What a joy that is. And when I do my singing concerts, especially the ones with memory care and dementia, I start singing some of the older songs and Neil Diamond, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, those things. Their eyes, they lose that lackluster look. And all of a sudden they start mouthing the words. There's a section of their brain that starts reconnecting again. My heart just fills. I'm so blessed to be able to see that. And you see, they're living a moment. And I'm so blessed to be able to give them that little moment in their life to just bring back part of a joy to them. So, and I can't live a better life right now. It's just a wonderful thing to do.
Oh, that's just gorgeous.
It is. And what's interesting about that too, and then we're going to jump back to Katie, is my mama, when she went through her battle with Alzheimer's, and she and it was the joy of my day to go visit her, and we would walk the hallways of her memory care, and we would sing and laugh. She called it lapping and laughing. So we'd be doing lapping and laughing, and we'd be just singing, and I'd record these little videos, happy moments with mama. And I'm telling you, it just lit her up, and she may have been forgetting things and losing a lot of areas of her life, but that really hung on, and that took a long time to go away. It was towards the very end when it really did, but it was amazing. So Katie, back to you, because best life gurus of people that really know how to live life, you're right on the top of the list. So let's start with you. What is living your best life? What does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means everything to me, because currently I think I am living my best life. I think I don't even try, and it just happens. I don't have much to complain about. I really just honestly feel like my best life is this life, this family, this home, this profession, this body, this day in this community. this is what I wanted, and I have it, and I'm thrilled, and I'm grateful.
Wow.
So grateful for it.
Well, I think being grateful makes a big difference. And I think
Mm.
perspective on your life, I think you can be. Someone asked me about that the other day. They were saying, oh man, how horrible this past year has been for you and all the stuff that I've gone through. And I said, you know what? Actually, this past year has been pretty amazing. I mean, the fact that God has used me to encourage and inspire people through what I was going through, if that is my ultimate goal in life, would I have changed what I went through? I wouldn't have chosen to get cancer, but would I have changed it now that I've been through that? No, I wouldn't, because it's opened up doors. And I think people don't realize, Christine, that they can actually live their best life even through challenges, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you want me to make a comment on that? Because I have one.
Oh yeah, you're up. You got it. That's why you're big on the screen. You're the star now.
Oh, I'm big on the screen. Great. Because I'm looking up here, where the camera is. I was just like, oh, I would love to jump on that segue. And I'm going like this, and you're saying my name. So this is just an admission in time. I was walking through a grocery store. This was a number of years ago. I saw a book. You couldn't help but look at it 3 times. A man was on the front of the book, and it was very obvious that there were no arms and no legs. And the name of the book is Life Without Limits. And I reached for it, and I thought, why am I even getting this? And I know that at that point, I certainly would not have said to anyone, I feel like I'm living my best life right now. And I reached for that book. It went into the grocery cart, went home. I was reading some things in there, and I thought, I'm arguing with this guy on some of what he's saying. So Russ, similar to you, challenge after challenge, times of what and how and why, and then the times where it was like, I'm like on top of the world right now. And I was like, I was arguing with him through his book and just thinking about how I wasn't feeling that I was living my best life at that moment. And lately, I would definitely say that I am, because I'm taking what other people say or write in books, yay, Russ, with Rattled Awake. I'm taking it, and I'm not arguing with it, and I'm not trying to squish somebody's thoughts into a square hole or round peg or whatever it is, but I'm just accepting what other people are saying. And so more recently, my husband had a book that it was given to him because of some of his business interactions. And this one is One Inspires Many. Be the one. And when you look at the front of this book, you also see that all of the original body parts are not attached to this person. And I thought, I feel like I want to read this, but for a different reason this time. I want to see what's his overcomer spirit. What has he done with his challenges? And also, what has he done with his extreme success? How has he done it? So I'm just taking, when I'm online, I'm listening to other people and just taking something that they're saying and not trying to argue with it or fix it so that it fits my image, but I'm accepting it like it is another, I don't know, flower in a bouquet that's a great variety, or it's, another part of an amazing collection that has no limit or something, and letting it impact my life. So I am grateful when people are like, what are you about? And then they give their input, and I don't have to say, well, that's not going to work here, or, well, you just don't understand. It's like, thank you. I can take something that you're offering and accept that. So that's how I'm living my best life right now, is listening to other people. Even this morning on a phone call, and someone said, it sounds like this is happening. And I'm like, I'm going to chew on that for a while and see what it adds
Right.
to what I'm
And
doing.
I want to jump back. Who is that book by?
Oh,
Nick
his name.
Vujicic. Nick Vujicic.
You know what?
Okay.
It's a different book. It's a different guy. This is Peter Schmitz, and his name is SCHMITZ. So Peter Schmitz, and he's part of a group that's called Dare to Try. So it's the word dare, the number 2, and then TRI. So no matter what it is that you're overcoming, blindness, using a wheelchair, whatever it is, can you still do a triathlon? Am I saying that right? Triathlon.
There you go. You
And
said that
so
right.
that's what it's about. Yeah.
So I thought it was Nick also, Fred. And, you know,
Oh.
it's interesting because one of the first quotes I use in my chapter in this Rattled Awake book was by Johnny Erickson Tata. And she is a paraplegic because of diving into some shallow water when she was like 19. But she had done amazing, amazing things with her life. And so, you know, Nupi, I was thinking that is exactly what we have. I always say life happens and then we choose. We're talking about people that have gone through extreme situations, but are still living their best life. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and it's so possible. And the human, this is what I love the most, you know, because it's validating somebody else, and it's just holding that space sometimes and allowing somebody to be heard and seen, and that could be the first time ever. And that is, for me, that's living my best life in the sense of inspiring others, empowering others, because it's a win-win. It's a two-way process. And this is not to say it's sometimes having that time to step back and see what it is you've come through. And I am talking about the crappy times just as much as the beautiful times. And it's finding that sense of peace and connecting and that acceptance of self. And it's just amazing. It really is. And I think once you kind of see the things that do happen and take the best out of it, which is hard, but it's only going through it that you can kind of extrapolate, okay, this is what I learned, and this is how it's going to make me stronger and brighter and better and bolder and being you with bells on, basically. And it's an ever...
You with bells on?
Yeah. And it's this ripple effect constantly. It's a continual cycle of growth, learning and sharing and evolving. And it's not great when you're in the sort of in the whirlpools, of course not.
Right.
You know, it's crap. But you know what? You can either have lots of whiteouts. I liken it to surfing. And then actually, you know what? You get back up on your paddleboard and you might just change your balance this time and learn from before and friggin' smash those waves.
There you go. I mean,
Yes.
that's it. I mean, because you are making the best of what your best life to me is making the best of whatever situation you're in, right, Fred? I mean,
That's
you
exactly
are
right.
so filled with gratitude, Fred, in all that you're doing. And I love that because we can be grateful no matter what's happening. In the midst of the storm, we can still be grateful. You know, I'm a firm believer God works all things for the good. And so we can be grateful for good things coming or the good things that are happening even around the bad things, right?
Right, exactly. You can't, you know, life happens, and life is so full of issues sometimes that you can't control. 30 some odd years ago, I was hit with a really serious case of debilitating rheumatoid arthritis. And the doctors told me, wow, you're going to be a couple of years. You're going to probably have to have your hips replaced. Oh, man, this is 30. I'm 40s in my 40s. And I'm thinking, what? Are you serious? And I said, no, that's not going to happen. So, and people say, well, God's punishing you for something. And God doesn't do that. God's not the issuer of bad things. Things just happen.
That's right.
But what happens through that, just like you with cancer and Nick Vujicic, I met him in person at one of the, before COVID hit, at one of the Ziegler devotions. And in person, he is a marvelous character. My gosh. But things happen to people. And what you have to do is make the best out of it. You know, you have to go through it. So I said, no, that's not going to happen. I'll do whatever you doctors want me to do, whatever medication, whatever. But I'm going to fight it with this because God gave me this. God gave me this spirit. God gave me the fact that we were healed 2,000 years ago, and I'm not letting go of that. So here it is, 30 some odd years later. I've had no hip replacements. I do singing concerts. I get down, I get singing. I'm all over the place. I have so much energy. I'm just so blessed. So through adversity, like you said, it's how you proceed. It's how you keep going. It's how you don't quit. And all three of you ladies have been do the same thing. And Russ, we know you've been through a really tremendously tough time, in and out of different, not only just with the cancer, but through the cancer. You had different things happening along the way that we've watched you grow through that. My gosh, you're an example of so many people out there. You don't even imagine how many people you've touched with your attitude and your perseverance and your blessing.
Well, what a blessing that is too. I mean, honestly, Fred, I mean, it is, I was really rattled awake. I mean, about the opportunity in front of me to be a little vulnerable and authentic and try to reach people based on challenges I was having. And, you know, I am the first to say, was it fun? No. Did I like it? No. It is a thing that I'm still going through, even though they've got the cancer and they said there's no cancer in my body anymore that they can see. That is awesome. So I'm cancer free, but you know, I've got type 1 diabetes I have to deal with from the process. I've had, you know, vision and hearing problems that have happened horribly during this process. I've created suddenly I've gotten vertigo through this process. But my point is not that woe is me and those things are horrible. My point is through all of that, I just focus on the good things that are happening around me, because you know what? The blessings stack up way higher than the challenges. The challenges are so minimal comparatively, and I'm just so grateful for that. So let's bounce back to Katie here. And you know, Katie, I tell you, if you're in a situation where somebody right now, you're speaking to them and they're really struggling, they really are having troubles trying to figure out what their good life is, much less their best life, right? What advice do you give them?
My advice always to start with is to pray, because God's with you. And it doesn't mean that you have to get on your knees or say anything specific. He's with you all the time. Just talk to him in your head. And you need that. You need to have that connection, and you need to ask for things from God. He needs to hear you. And I have found myself in a lot of instances where I have, you know, people come to me with whatever issue they have, or, you know, concern or woe. And really, I think it's just super important to meet them where they are. I don't have to have all the answers. God gives the answers. He supplies the answers. I can pray for God to give them the answers and to show them the way. And I can just help them along through it. I've helped 2 young adults this last school year who were kicked out of their homes before they graduated school and before they were 18. And I helped them get in touch with a homeless liaison. It's like I didn't need to take them under my wing and give them a home or buy them someplace to live. I just had to help them through it. So it's just so many opportunities I've had to just help people through what they were going through and walk with them through it. I don't see, you know, God says, or Christ walks with us on all of these trials we go through. So why wouldn't you want to go through them if you know God's walking right next to you?
Yeah, well, I'm with you 100% on that one. I think there's something we need to look beyond ourselves sometimes. And, you know, there is a creator who loves us. And I think that's the first place I go. I'm with you 100% on that, Christine. So you're giving somebody advice beyond that, beyond focusing on God's help, which is critical, but they really are just struggling. Maybe they're a Christ follower and they're just still really struggling because they're having troubles finding a good life. What do you say to them?
Wow. Very uncharacteristic of me. There have been times where I just listened. I hear something, there's a change in the voice. Maybe like what I'm doing right now, it gets a little more serious, a little slower. And it's just a cue to just listen. And I can see some faces. One person would not come on screen who was interacting with me. And I said, can I just see you for a moment? And then they wanted to be back off again. We did take care of the business that that person was supposed to contact me about, but we definitely took care of who they were at that time. And they got to a point. And it wasn't because I said that magic word, whatever, purple gummy bears or something. It was just, they were listened to. They didn't have to be judged. They didn't have to explain themselves. It was an awful moment in their life. And I just actually listened. It happens a lot to me in a different way, because I will let people know I've been a caregiver and that I offer resources now on my website. And a person that I am not expecting them to say this going, oh, I wished I'd had that when it was my mom. And I'm looking at them going, oh my goodness, are they all of 20 years old? They were their mom's caregiver from age 12 to age 18, until their mom passed. And I'm just, it's like, be quiet, let them talk, let them say, just what you would say to a person who's, in a trauma or something. And even if the trauma is, I don't think I'm going to get that job, I just got out of an interview. I'll hark back to something that is in Peter's book. And he just goes, I had to keep reminding myself, what have I still got? Not what have I lost? What have I still got? And just to be able to say to somebody, I didn't know you were going through that. I'm really glad that you felt like you could just talk about it right now. And it's like, what a difference. I mean, their body gets different and they start talking differently. And they usually say, I feel better. So I would have to say the advice that is that I not do what I usually do. And that is talk, and try to fix it, and just listening. And the whole thing, Russ, that's what you're doing. I'm really glad that we've gone around to living your best life is touching someone else. Fred was saying, imagine the people you will never know that you have touched because you've been vulnerable through all this, including the, I don't like this. Wow, what a privilege to make a difference in somebody else's moment or maybe their year.
Yeah, because I think you need to be real.
Wow.
I mean, here we're on Russ Reels, right? So let's have a real moment, and that is things really happen, right? Bad things really happen. We all suffered through COVID together. That was a really earth-shattering bad thing for the whole world. And then we've all had our challenges, and there's so many similarities. People think that they're isolated, Nupi, and that they're on an island and they're all by themselves, but they're not. There's people out there going through the same things. And how do you encourage them with that?
Yeah, that was actually the points that I wanted to come to, actually. So thank you, Russ. It's just showing and sharing. It's offering somebody this space, isn't it? And going, it's okay. It's okay. I hear you. And it doesn't need to be like this, but it's not about fixing somebody else's problems. It is truly listening, not just with your ears. It's truly listening from your heart, with your eyes, with all your senses, to not just the spoken word, to what's not being said. And you can glean so much, and it's healing. It truly is. And that's what I mean about the glitter and all that beautifulness, it's true. And it doesn't take much, actually, just to take that step back and hold that space. And I'm talking not just in my role as a doctor. That's why I love what I do, because for me, it's an absolute privilege that I have the honor of actually being allowed to step into somebody's life with that level of trust, which is unconditional. You trust your doctor. Too bloody right, I'm going to hold that space and explore and guide somebody through that and show them that, you know what, you are worthy. You are worthy of this unconditional love and hope and courage, and having that trust. It absolutely transforms people. And that's why I'm so passionate about how I work, how I practice, and sharing this. And it's incredible, because yes, when you touch people's lives, you're tuning in. It's being human in my eyes, but it really does make that difference. And it's not just to that person either. It's the ripple effect that happens to their family, to their friends, to their colleagues or connections. And before you know it, I'm tingling now. My angels are with me. I just know, I can feel it. That ripple effect just goes out further and further. And it's beautiful. It's showing other people they can do this, that they are good enough right here, right now, where you're at. It doesn't make you weak.
So Fred, I'm sorry.
No,
sorry
it's fine.
for cutting you off there, sis. Sorry about that. Hey,
problem.
Fred, jump in on that.
Okay. Well, look, all three of you done, Katie, you started out with offering prayer and believing in God, which is really the first step. And then Christine, you came in with just listen to what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to expose their soul, their what they feel. And then you jump in, Nupi, with letting them trust you to guide them to do the right things. And I always feel added to that. They look at me as, okay, guru, attitude guy, I want you to encourage me. And I like to use a quote that when I feel somebody's really down, I always say this quote from Zig, and it says, having a positive attitude won't allow you to do everything, but it will allow you to do everything better than a negative attitude. And then I added to it. It says, so you got to want to get through this, and you have to be your own cheerleader. So if you want to get better and you want to be healthy, you want to get through this issue, whatever it is, you have to change that attitude. You have to be the one that says, I want to get better. So I have to change my attitude. I have to change the perception, the way I look at things. So yes, that's true. Having a positive attitude won't allow you to do everything. But if you want to get through this, you'll get through it easier, quicker, with better solutions if you have a positive attitude. So you change your attitude and you'll see some positive results. And they usually get a spark in their face or their eye that says, I can try to do that.
Yeah. I think I was speaking to a friend yesterday, and really strong man of God, and we were talking, and he was having some struggles, but the more you talk about the positive things in life and that you can get through this, and you encourage a little bit and you go through those things. As I was listening to him, and Fred, I love how you recapped what everybody was saying. There's a process that you can actually help people work through and realize, life is really pretty darn good. And we are super blessed. And I'm just thankful every day for that. And I'm thankful for our last round. You each have 2 minutes to tell me your gold nugget and how we get in touch with you. So we're going to stay on time. So here we go. We're going to start with Katie. Go ahead, Katie.
Okay, well, not my gold nugget, maybe not. It's not my gold nugget, but this is something my husband has told me many times before, and I tell my kids, their friends, my friends, whatever, whenever I'm facing anything that I just feels too big for me, and it happens a lot, I get scared really easy. My husband always reminds me, he says, you are a daughter of the Almighty. There's nothing that you cannot do. So it's not my golden nugget, it's my husband's, but it's a really good one and it's really effective and it's very powerful when he tells it to me. I hope it's powerful when I tell it to you when you need it.
Right.
So, and then how do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I probably spend the most time on. I saw the link in the comments there. I'm Kati McDermith. You might also find me on Instagram as Manufacturing Hype Girl.
There you go. There you go. And yes,
Great,
all
too.
that information is in the comments. It's in the show notes, and it's magically appearing below you, Kati. There it is. There it is right there. All right. So next up, here we go. We got Christine. Go for it.
All right. If you want to get a hold of me, the best way is to dash to Christine Smith. So with all the Smiths and all the Christines on LinkedIn, mine is Christine Smith. So that's when you're sure that you've found me. And agingbeternetwork.com is where I would encourage you to go and see the live stream videos that I do with amazing people who have solutions for challenges of aging, because that's why I'm enthusiastic about aging, is that I'm getting informed and I'm getting challenges taken care of before they're that big of a challenge for me and hopefully for others through these replays that are available there. I'm going to simply say that It's a Wonderful Life was not a popular movie when it first came out because it seemed, I guess, it wasn't enough of an uplift. He was suffering all the way through. His goals were not being met. And then he thought his life was crashing down around him, that everything that he had done for others didn't count. And that's what Clarence, the angel, realized. If he just saw what life would be like without him. So if we feel like everything's going against us, that we're suffering because God doesn't like us anymore, we did something wrong, it's like looking at what we've touched, a difference that we've made, flip that and just throw it back in the face of discouragement, of that cannot be taken away. I made a difference in that day, in that person, and just flip it right back and whatever. You got to yell it. You got to punch it. You got to write a letter to yourself. Look at the ones that can never be erased.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. And by the way, one of my favorite movies, by the way. And yes, it just goes to show we have such an impact, Nupi, don't we, on people. So what is your final gold nugget and how do people get in touch with you?
So my final glittery nugget would be
from the glitter mines of go ahead.
No, I was just collecting my thoughts. Okay. So it is the only thing we have power over, really, is now, here and now, right now. Whatever has led you to this moment, it's already happened. It's in the past. We can't change it. We can learn from it. We can grow from it, and we can take those lessons. We can't change it. So giving your beautiful energy to the, I should have done this, I could have done this, you're leaking this gorgeous energy of your presence to the past. And in that same breath, we can't predict the future. We can't well, you can actually, if you're in alignment and manifesting and all of that beautiful stuff. But truly, again, the what ifs, you're wasting that beautiful energy again. The only sense we have is right here, right now. And that is absolutely within your power to choose what happens next at any step of the way. And that is incredibly powerful. And it all goes down to F off. I won't swear out loud. Focus
This
and
is a family
breathe.
show.
Yes. Focus and breathe, which keeps you grounded. I know, I'm nearly finished. Stop it. And then flip that perspective. And you can get hold of me on on LinkedIn. You can also get hold of me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, under the Glitter Practitioner.
Oh, that's an inside joke, everybody. Sorry. That's what I do
That
on.
basically means stop.
That's what I do
Yeah,
on.
it's not really an
Okay.
inside joke.
That's what I
What's
do on
really
Nupi's
quick?
show when
Don't
she's
tell
going
anybody
on.
else. Oh my God.
No, you know what? I want to say, Nupi, in a serious note, that
Yes.
it is so true that we have only power to choose what's going on right now in our lives. We take what's given to us, life happens, and then we choose where we go from there. And I think that's so important for people to remember. So, Fred,
Yes.
you're going to wrap it up. Here we go. It's all up to you.
Okay, well, being a daughter of God, Katie, that's fantastic. That's the way to put it. 'Cause we're all sons and daughters of God, and we've each been given. I think all of us, our golden nugget is the gift that God gives us. And sometimes it takes a while to finally, with all the stuff you go through your life and all the issues and stuff, finally, it just covers you with it, and we emerge
Training.
through it. And each one of you've shown your gift. Your gift is what we're giving out to everyone else. We're disciples just coursing through life now and giving our gift out there. So, and like you said, Russ, and Dr. Nupi, things happen. 10% of everything that happens to you, it happens. That's all. You can't do anything about it. It's the other 90% is how you react to it and how we get through it and what we do with it, because we can't change the past. We're stuck with it here in the future, whatever's happened here. And if we react correctly and in God's way, the future is going to work out just fine for all of us. So that's my golden nugget. And you can contact me on LinkedIn. I'm constantly on LinkedIn. I see you, Katie and Christy. You guys are out there. Dr. Nupi, of course, Russ, you're out there for 50 times a week. So, and I love it. Yeah, it's hard to keep up and say, yes, like. It's hard to celebrate, whatever.
I know.
Share, there's so much-
Attend.
There's so many things out there that you can stop and read. But if I did that, I'd have to have an extra 24 hours a day. But you can reach me on LinkedIn
true.
or FKIENLE@AOL.com. Just right there, down at the
Awesome.
And that's my
Thank you.
two main egresses right there. So God
Thanks
bless
so much,
everyone.
Fred.
God, it's been a joy.
Yeah, it has been. And, I'm
Thank
blessed
you.
to have everybody say thank you ever.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank you, Ever.
Thank you,
There you go. Okay,
Love
and here we
you.
go.
Thank you,
We're
thank you,
all
thank
gonna
you.
do. We're gonna give her a chance for a good screenshot. You ready? Here we go. Crazy fun
Okay.
looks. Okay, there we go. So she gets screenshots out of that. So listen, I want to thank you all for being here, and what a blessing. What a blessing. And yes, hopefully I don't overwhelm you, but that's mostly thanks to Ever, who's getting all that stuff out for me. And you know what? Whenever we can be a positive blessing to people, I know that each one of you here, that's what you're all about. Not just living your best life, but helping others live their best life. And with that, we're just going to sign off together today because it's been a great show, and I appreciate everybody. Listen, I want to remind people watching Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Russ Reels Live every week. Be here or be square. You can still share this out, join our YouTube community, and make sure you get your copy of Rattled Awake. Until we see you again, everybody, have a great day and a great life. Bye-bye. Woo!
Bye.